concerns.
Okay, so all jokes aside, though, other than the Dark Brandon shit, Federal Reserve is expected to hike interest rates again. It's at, what, 5 points now? That's double for the interest rates that were offered on average when I bought this house that I'm currently sitting in. Yes, that's right. Dark Brandon is also involved with the HasanAbi broadcast. I am his most loyal soldier. He has given me his toughest battles. But of course, as his most loyal soldier and his bravest soldier, I am able to, inshallah, bring about Sharia law in America. One Zoomer on the internet at a time. A little bit of insider trading. I knew that was going to happen. That's why I bought the house before interest rates skyrocketed. But here's what the Fed is doing now.
In addition to some disappointing earnings reports, Chris Van Cleve is in Beloit, Wisconsin, with more on how this affects everyday expenses. Chris, good morning.
Well, good morning. Walmart, the world's biggest retailer, was one of those companies that sounded alarm bells about inflation hurting earnings. And here in the Midwest, where prices are rising faster than much of the country, that's certainly being felt. The Fed is hoping its action today will ease some of that off without pushing the country into recession. For the fourth time since March, the Federal Reserve is expected to hike interest rates later today. The potential 0.75 of a point increase would push the Fed's benchmark rate to its highest point in 4 years. Mark Zandi is the chief economist at Moody's Analytics.
It's going to cost more to get a mortgage. It's going to cost more to get an auto loan. It means that if you owe money on your credit card, you're going to have to start paying more on that because of the higher interest rate.
None of that sounds very good.
Well, it's not great, but it's necessary.
Necessary, the Fed says, to counter skyrocketing inflation, up 9.1% in June, but comes as the country flirts with recession. And according to AAA, 64% of adults have already changed their driving habits or lifestyle since March, combining errands and cutting back on dining out because of high prices at the pump, which, while falling again, a gallon of gas is still up nearly $1.20 in the last year. Food prices are also surging. Ground beef up 53 cents per pound. A gallon of milk, 59 cents.
When the electric bill goes up, when the cost of cash register tape goes up a little bit, everything goes up a little bit. We have to watch it very carefully, or we would be out of business.
At Pinion Meats in Beloit, Wisconsin, owner Jason Turner is seeing his costs rise on seemingly everything.
I see people that are working and having to buy all this gas just to get back and forth to work. So we hate to raise the prices, but sometimes we have to.
Alrighty, ma'am. It's going to be $89.90.
Katria Ward says her grocery bill has jumped $150. She came here because she found a deal.
I went to another store. One ribeye there is $15. I come here, I get them a lot cheaper.
So you are comparison shopping?
Yeah.
Turner, the butcher, says costs used to be so stable.
Bro, stay woke. I bought a fucking electric vehicle before the oil prices went fucking sky high. I bought a house before the interest rates went sky high. Stay fucking woke, okay? I talk often about I don't even have a credit card. This is not financial advice. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Stay woke.
He didn't actually even know how to change meat prices in his scales. Now, the Biden administration points to unemployment levels at 50-plus year lows as a sign of a healthy economy. Tomorrow we get GDP numbers that are widely expected to show a second consecutive quarter of negative growth. And
it's just weird because when you look at corporate profits, it seems like they're doing all right. So I don't understand this argument, But corporate profits are at his last hurrah, according to Big Short investor Michael Burry. Where is it? These earning reports and by Jove, the whole season have a last hurrah feel. U.S. stocks have substantially fallen this year as the Federal Reserve tightens monetary policy to combat decades-high inflation. Meanwhile, geopolitical tensions, especially the Russia-Ukraine war, have contributed to the supply chain snarls that have upended shipments since COVID-19 pandemic began. If it's a supply chain issue, if it's a logistical breakdown, and your solution to a supply chain problem or a supply problem in general is raising interest rates, you're not really solving the issue. Inflation is just an excuse to raise profits, which leads to further inflation. It's ridiculous if everyone's raising prices and labor costs isn't going up to match that. Leads to fatter profits of the corporations. Where is the let's watch the Robert Reich let's watch the Robert Reich video though. I was supposed to watch it yesterday about the 4 myths about inflation. Go woke, go broke, as I say, as I drop 200 to top off my Ford F450. Hey, Robert Reich is a short king. How dare you bring up his height? Funny how prices are going up because of inflation and the bankers at the top had their wage limits taken off. Hold on 1 second. Let me just find the... Stop sending me Andrew Tate links, dude. Please. I don't want to see Andrew Tate. Please. I don't want to see Andrew Tate any longer. We've seen too much Andrew Tate. Okay. Thank you. Dylan is unbreakable.
Inflation. Everybody's talking.
No, this isn't the one. This isn't the one. This isn't the one. This isn't the one. No, the new one.
The truth about inflation is getting covered up by countless myths spewed by corporations and their political lackeys. Here are the facts. Fact number 1, inflation is not being driven by wage increases.
It's not. Just like the top of the hour ad break is not being driven by me personally, but corporate consolidation and a corporate contract that I signed at the top of the hour every hour where there's a 60-second ad break. Now, if you no longer want to see those ads, though, luckily inflation hasn't hit the $5 a month subscription. Okay, Pecker Protector Sahib, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads. $5 a month allows you to no longer see the ads. Or if you don't have $5, you can also get gifted a sub if you're lucky. If you're not lucky enough, though, you can also use a Twitch Prime. As long as you have an Amazon Prime account connected to your Twitch account, you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Use it here. Sussy Joao do Brazil, thank you for the 5 gifted subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the ads either. Here's the 1 minute ad break now.
Although wages have been rising, they've been rising more slowly than prices. Hourly wages grew by 5% in the past year, but prices rose 8.6%.
What?
This means...
Wait, facing their first recession, Twitch streamers are tightening their belts? What the fuck? Wait, is this for real? On a platform of 25% of the top 10, they'll make minimum wage. Promotional deals help some slipping through the cracks. Lots of creators have helped shift as income has decreased notably. Last month, companies canceled 4 out of 6 paid vacations, marketing events that would take place on Lazada's social media channels. What the fuck? OMG, the prison lady's getting owned on inflation. True from a viewer. Prime gets more expensive, though. So, yeah, Twitch Prime is more expensive. Yeah, but I don't expect you to fucking go and buy a Twitch Prime just so you can use it as an Amazon Prime. I don't expect you to go and get an Amazon Prime account. I expect you to use an existing Amazon Prime account. Agent, please book more sponsors. Yeah, dude. Stay woke. Dark MAGA. I'm broke, boys. It's done. College students, don't forget to apply for Amazon Prime Student, free for 6 months. Yeah. Fuck, I'm literally about to start a new job after not having to work for over a year. Please don't crash market. I hope you're all right. Depending on what industry you're in, you might be. Did you see FEDS went public and is now on the NASDAQ? Yeah, dude. That's why stocks are going down, dude. Would you ever debate a vegan activist like Joey Carbstrong or Earthling Ed, or are you pro-animal cruelty? I think you already know the answer to that question. I am, of course, pro-animal cruelty. Come on now. Yeah, subs are more expensive if you purchase it through your phone because Apple has a ridiculous policy of taking, like, what, a percentage. So Twitch just offsets that cost over to the consumers, just like every other platform. So if you get it on your desktop, it's $5. If you get it on your mobile, it's $6. Yeah, typical. So does Android, yeah. Motherfucker did not just do this. Come on, brother. Hold on, I gotta grab this shit real quick. Okay, Robert Reich, we're back.
When you adjust for inflation, workers actually got a 3.5% pay cut over the past year. Fact number 2, corporate profits are one of the main drivers of inflation. Corporations are raising prices above what's needed to cover their higher costs. These markups have soared. Corporations are getting away with this price gouging because they face little or no competition. And they're using the specter of inflation as a cover. Last year, corporations raked in their highest profits in 70 years. One recent study found that over half the increase in prices we've been experiencing can be attributed to fatter corporate profits. Fact number 3, federal assistance to people during the pandemic did not overheat the economy. Most families who haven't had a real wage increase in years used the assistance to weather the crisis, pay down debt, or save for the future. The assistance was barely enough to keep working families afloat. Fact number 4, inflation is not the result of President Biden's or Democrats' policies. Republicans want to blame them for rising prices.
They're all in denial. The Democrats need to look in the mirror because the problem is the Democrats.
But Democrats have tried advancing bills to bring down prices and address corporate price gouging. Yet Republicans and a handful of corporate Democrats refuse to pass them. So don't fall for the corporate myths about inflation. Higher prices are not being driven by wage increases. They were not driven by federal assistance to people during the pandemic, and Democrats are not to blame. Inflation is being driven in large part by record corporate profits. The best way to fight it is to remove corporate incentives to raise prices through a windfall profits tax and reduce monopoly power through tougher antitrust enforcement. Know the truth.